The Secretary of State agreed to try to persuade the Israelis to leave the door open for some Palestinian refugees to return to Israel. The man he had to win over was SHARON, who had just arrived in Washington.
והנשיא, אתה בא לסכם את הדברים אחרי שאתה מנהל את השיחות בשלב מוקדם יותר.
אנחנו היינו בטוחים שנבלה ערב חביב של ארוחת ערב בצוותא. הצד האמריקאי ביקש שנכניס את המילה generally.
We're trying to find a language that was as close to his bottom line, if not at his bottom line, as we could.
Powell argued that the statement should say that the refugees would generally return to a future Palestinian state, implying that a few might return to Israel.
בכל אופן, המילה ג'נרלי במקרה הזה הייתה בינינו מקלקלת את מה שרצינו להשיג, משום שאם יש 3-4 מיליון פליטים פלסטינאים בכל המדינות מסביב לנו, נגיד 3 מיליון יחזרו לרשות הפלסטינאית, ורק 1 מיליון יחזרו לישראל, זה עדיין תואם את המושג ג'נרלי, אבל זה לא דבר שישראל יכולה לחיות איתו.
אני הבהרתי כאן בצורה חד משמעית שלעולם לא יחזרו פליטים פלסטינים לתחומי מדינת ישראל. והעובדה שזה גם המצב, פשוט לא יקום ולא יהיה.
SHARON made it clear that he would not meet the president the next day unless Powell agreed to his wording, that the refugees would return to a Palestinian state rather than Israel.
We hit the rock-solid bottom line, and that's what the president used the next day.
A solution to the Palestinian refugee issue will need to be found through the establishment of a Palestinian state and the settling of Palestinian refugees there, rather than Israel. In light of new realities on the ground, including already existing major Israeli population centers, it is unrealistic to expect that the outcome of final status negotiations will be a full and complete return to the armistice lines of 1949.
Former President Jimmy Carter said last week that he feels U.S. Middle East policy is tilted too much toward Israel. Is that a fair criticism?
U.S. Middle East policy is tilted toward peace. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much.
By offering to sacrifice the Gaza Strip, SHARON had persuaded the most powerful man in the world to support his annexation of the land he really cared about. But he still had unfinished business back home. He wanted to be sure that when Israel pulled out of Gaza, Hamas would not take over. The order went out. Finish off Sheikh Yassin.
היו לנו מספר לילות שבהם עקבנו אחריו והיינו מוכנים לפגוע בו. כל לילה אני המתנתי עד סביבות השעה 1-2 בלילה בשביל לדעת האם יש סיכוי, ובשעות האלה הלכתי לישון כי אני בדרך כלל קם מוקדם מאוד בבוקר, ובשעה 5:30 המזכיר הצבאי שלי מייק הרצוג הודיע לי שאכן הפעם הצליחו לפגוע בו.
The leader of Hamas was dead. His deputy, Sheikh Rantisi, took his place. He lasted 26 days. Israel had wiped out the leadership of Hamas. The way was clear for SHARON to go ahead with his plan for the Gaza Strip. The next summer, as agreed with the Americans, Israel withdrew all its settlers and soldiers, destroying everything but a few synagogues. The man who led the Palestinian people for more than 35 years had not lived to see this. After 2 years trapped in his compound, Yasser Arafat died of a mysterious blood condition. SHARON had outmaneuvered and outlasted his arch-enemy and won the full support of the White House. But a peace deal to end more than half a century of war remains as elusive as ever.
Elusive Peace, Israel and the Arabs is made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.